Psychologists say that the experience of losing your job is very similar to the experience of losing a loved one. And if that is not enough, imagine a new thing creeping into your job hunter, job search life that I call the demons in your ear, the demons in your head who are bothering you with thoughts like, am I a failure? Where did I go wrong? What will my family think? Will I ever find a new job? My name is Uli Schild, and in this episode, I'm going to show you how to silence and to tame the job hunter demons so you can get the job you deserve. Okay guys, let's take a closer look at these demons, and I'll start with demon category number 1, the demons in your ear. These demons are usually your mother, your friends, your ex-co-workers, your LinkedIn connection network people, you name it. They usually are in your ear with statements that you're potentially unsuccessful, that you're looking at the wrong thing, that you are unprepared, and so on. I tell you, it's actually not that difficult to silence and potentially even slay those demons. And I have 2 simple solutions for you how to silence and tame them. And here is how.
Be brilliantly prepared with a spot-on resume and a fab face it till you make it presence at interviews. Create a stunning elevator pitch and make it your confidence building mantra. And memorize your answers to standard interview questions during those moments when your demons are silent. And then take calculated risks and prepare to be surprised, network, cold call, follow up without expectations of the outcome. And then the last thing is own up to being afraid, stay open to change, and ask for help if you need it.
Okay guys, now let's have a look at the second and most draining type of demon, the demon that I call the fatigue demon. The fatigue demon actually takes a little bit of time to set in or to fester in, and I'd like to take you through a bit of a job search situation. There are usually 3 stages. The first stage is what I refer to as the honeymoon. You're confident, you're quite selective where you're applying, and your output is low because you are selective. And then comes the second stage, which is what I refer to as the high activity mode. You're starting to get slightly frustrated because the results are not there, and the output of your number of applications suddenly goes from 5 to 20 per week. And then the stress sets in. That's when fatigue sets in, when the fatigue demon gets a hold of you, and that's when the stress mode sets in, where you generally, or where most job hunters generally, just look at the job ads sort of like this: looks like me, sounds like me, is in the right area, pays the right kind of money, copy paste send, copy paste send. And that's a really bad situation to be in when the fatigue demon sets in. I have some really simple solutions for you how you can silence and slay the fatigue demon, and here's how.
Identify the problem is the first step. Job search fatigue is typically a mixture of physical and emotional exhaustions. Identify the problem so you can start to think about strategies that'll help you push forward. And then the next one is get help and find a silver lining. We all know it, job search is exhausting, it sucks, and it can be reviving if you find a new hobby, maybe even a new friend or a mentor or a coach in the process of looking for a job. It helps to relieve fatigue and the stress that comes with it, and it can also expand your horizon and have a much longer lasting benefit.
Okay, the next one is a really interesting category of demon, particularly for the job search age group of the mature age job hunters, the age group between 45 and 60 years old. Do you have a nagging feeling of occasionally being exposed as a fraud? Do you feel the imposter syndrome demon in the back of your mind? Let me explain. A lot of mature age job hunters out there, and sometimes even Gen Y or millennials, have experiences in their career where they moved on into the next stage in the career progression much faster than most other people expected. This would be one example. Or another example is, traditionally you grew up in an environment where success was not really celebrated, where you weren't really encouraged to be successful. It was quite the controversy. You were often criticized or belittled. And that's where the imposter syndrome demon, I know it's a mouthful, really sits on your mind and it festers there. I say to you, you need to silence them, and here is how.
Don't fake it till you make it. Instead, face it till you make it. That's what I always say. And there's a podcast I recently recorded on it. Faking it is common and it's also bad advice. I have proved that it does not work. It only makes things worse. So don't do it. Face it till you make it instead. And if you want to learn about it, listen to my podcast. And then the second thing is start journaling your thoughts and concerns. Write a gratitude list. And the third one, practice mindfulness with the help of a mentor or a career coach. Reach out, get help. Don't try to tackle it all alone. Ask me here or in my socials. I can point you to a suitable mentor or coaches or groups or maybe even apps.
Job searching stresses most job hunters out, and the older you are and the more money you want to earn, the longer it can potentially take. And this is where these two types of demons really take a hold: the rejection and the silence demons. They are, in my mind, the most cowardly of the demons because they tend to hide in the communication black hole, in the silence, and they are really festering on the minds and in the ears of my clients because they do not understand why the rejection is there and why things are silent, why they are sitting in a communication black hole. I have some simple solutions for you how you can silence them and how you can tame them, and here is how.
Get your job hunter toolkit checked by a professional. So I'm talking resume, cover letter, and LinkedIn. And the next step, get honest insight into the cause of the silent and rejection, and then act on it. And then the next step, avoid searching for discount services. Stay clear of the typical run-of-the-mill, quick fix, Dr. Google solutions. They don't work. And the last one, don't take shortcuts. Instead, invest in your future and hire a quality resume writer or a job search coach.
Okay, and now let's talk about the stress demon. I've earlier mentioned the fatigue demon. The fatigue demon and the stress demon are really good buddies. They are the worst, they're the nastiest ones, and these two buggers, particularly the stress demon, never come out of their hold unless you find some help, unless you're reaching out for help. Let me explain again in a bit more detail. There are generally 3 stages to the job hunt. The first one is the honeymoon, as I had explained earlier. So you're very confident, things go well, the output of applications is low. The second stage, this is the stage where the stress demon actually already starts to take a hold, is the high activity mode. That's when you are starting to pay less attention to the job ads that you're looking at. You're probably only using your profile, whether it's on Seek, Monster, Indeed, and all you're doing doing is you're just quickly looking at it and you're starting to apply. And then when the results are not delivered, when you're not getting any results, that's when the stress demon sets in, because that's when you are in stress mode. And when my clients are in stress mode, this is how they look at job ads. Looks like me, sounds like me, pays the right money, is in the right kind of area, copy paste send, copy paste send. The output during the stress demon season, so to speak, is phenomenal with some of my candidates. And the worst part about it is not only are you being buggered by the stress demon, you potentially put yourself up to being blacklisted. I have some simple solution for you how to deal with the stress demon, and here is how.
The first one I keep repeating quite often, but it's also the one for this year, is to get an ATS-proof resume, cover letter, and LinkedIn. It'll help you to secure job interviews. And then the second step is try to learn to recognize small wins and celebrate them. It changes how you feel about the whole job search journey. And then the third of the points is try to learn to unplug and to embrace relaxation. It really helps to unwind, try to get on with your life.
So what do you say, guys? Does all of this sound a bit familiar? It's really not that hard to silence, to tame, maybe even slay these demons. I hope you enjoyed my episode. Feel free to comment, like, or share on it. And if you're not comfortable with that, feel free to private message me. Just check out my socials and reach out to me there. Ask me anything. I'm happy to reply to you. There are, of course, other demons out there, the ones that I haven't mentioned yet. I am preparing a little surprise for you. I'm preparing episode 2 of the other demons that I haven't mentioned here. And for episode 2, I'm going to bring in another expert who is going to explain to you how you can silence and tame those other demons. Okay guys, thanks for watching this episode. Stay safe, hunt wisely, and remember, whatever you do, always check to tick all the right boxes.